Oh, I gotta turn the thing on. So I was playing PC the other day. What's going on? How are you, JC? Thank you for the hype. Psychovol, good to see you again. Thank you for the 3. Stay safe. I appreciate that. Alright, so we're back with more Valiant Hearts, The Great War. I think this is the final chapter of this particular half, and then the second half is Coming Home, which I won't be doing today. So if we finish this today, we'll just call it the end of stream. next Tuesday is when we will start, unless it's like really, really short. If it's like 30 minutes and I just didn't know from like the last time, then we'll keep playing. Also, I finally broke down and just replaced my Xbox, so maybe some of the weird lag issues that I've been having won't be an issue anymore per se. Before I get started with that, let me adjust the Chow Garden here, because that timer is really short, I guess. Oh. Wait, is this minutes or is this seconds? What is this? Let's try this. Once again, the chat overlay seems to be bugged. I don't know what causes this to not work, and then work, and then not work. It's pretty much Polish Prince of Persia. Oh, I thought you were talking about what I was playing now. Have you checked out Tales of Kenzira? No. Maybe. Maybe I've heard of it. Well, let me see if I can fix this. I don't know what's wrong with it today, but... Is it because I didn't do my test thing to, like, make sure? Nope. It's not that. Yeah, so they, like, Mix It Up posted that they figured out what the issue was with, like, their overlays not overlaying, but they still seem to do wonky stuff like this. So they did like after they did the big update that caused all the problems, like the next day there was another update. But it seems like they just keep doing updates almost daily now because they're just super wonky. But like the updates seem to be basically resetting all of my progress back to 0, so I have to like keep fixing it, which is becoming more annoying than anything. And I only have like, which is kind of why I'm getting rid of like their overlay stuff. I had to disable my overlays till there's a fix. Yeah. I don't know what's causing it. I don't think they know either. I gotta fix my camera real quick. Invisible legs. Yeah, I don't know that they're entirely aware of all of the stuff that it's doing, but like the credits overlay wasn't capturing, or it was capturing information, but it wasn't displaying it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this one now. I'll try one more thing. One more thing. But also, like, I was kind of in the process of, like, just having my overlays built directly into OBS, because a lot of the refresh issues were causing problems, and so, like, a lot of the stuff that I have is just in OBS, like you would do with, like, an image or whatever. But for things like the chat and stuff like that, I can't really do that. Oh, now it's working. But I don't know why it was working. Like, I literally just opened it up to look and see if it was working, and it just started working when you were typing. I don't know. Nothing. I did nothing. That's what keeps happening, though, is it's like, oh, it's not working. And then it's like, oh, there it is. But then, like, later, oh, wait, did the cooldown timer get reset? It looks like it might have. See if your font, or if your text vanishes. Because, like, again, like, every time they do an update, it seems like the overlays have to start at, like, square one. Okay, where's the timer? I don't know. But it keeps happening is the problem. I think the text vanishes now. It technically should. But I put it to 0, which is like infinite, so it shouldn't vanish. So there should always be text there. And then the only other thing I have to make sure is that it does not refresh when it becomes visible. Okay. So it should always stay there, which is how I know, like, it stops working. It's kind of my clue when I go back to that screen and there's like no text. I'm like, oh, it's not working for especially like now, where it's like I almost have to troubleshoot it daily. I'll have to check it, but the new Prince of Persia, or I say new, but like the one that they announced, like in the midst of the updates for the existing Prince of Persia. This is like Prince of Persia All-Stars, not really, but it's coming out in like 2 weeks. So there's already another Prince of Persia 2D side-scroller, the Rogue Prince, done by the creators of Dead Cell. So I signed up for a copy of that. Hopefully I get it. I've almost gotten, I feel like I've gotten almost everything that I've requested from them. But now it's becoming like a thing where it's like I have too much free stuff to play. Not too much, like I'm not complaining, but it's like, it's video game merch isn't like, well, it's actual merchandise, but like video games themselves aren't like regular merchandise. So you like have to find time to use them. Even if it's just for like the launch day or whatever. Although I might not like that one as much because I know there were like some times on Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown where it was like I was ready to like snap my controller in half because it was so frustrating. And Dead Cells is a roguelite, and this Rogue Prince of Persia is specifically going to be a roguelite as well. So I don't know that I'm going to enjoy it as much as I enjoyed this one. Because like that's just a built-in of the game. But it's a roguelite that looks like, if you've ever seen Dead Cells, they look very similar. The art style very different for a Prince of Persia game as well. I just realized. Yeah, same. Like I'm not necessarily here for it. But yeah, it comes out in like 2 weeks, so well, maybe 3 weeks. May 14th, I believe, is the official date, or that might be an early release date since they are. If I get a copy, that's when I'll get it.
Thanks to support from British.
Oh wait, hold on.
The German.
I think I'm in the wrong spot. But yeah, it's 2D, but like it's not even cell shaded. I don't know what to call it. So we want to go all the way to our last chapter. So we made it all the way to chapter 4. Which is why I was like, I think this should be the last day for this version. And then we also have the second half of it, which is called Coming Home. And I don't know how long that'll be. So, like, basically, we'll be going from Great Wars to Coming Home, and then probably back to Prince of Persia. Platforming with roguelike is going to kill me. Yeah, so, and they, I saw someone who said they played the demo, and they said that it lacks a dash in it, which is kind of critical. But the gameplay that I saw looks like it has a dash. So I don't know if it's like because you have to like die and go back and purchase and die and go back and purchase kind of thing. But if it's like the Lost Crown where you don't acquire like that ability until like way later in the game, because it was like one of the last, like the second to last ability I got in that game, and I was like, this game is so ridiculously hard. Why don't they have like a double jump or whatever? And then like you get all the abilities, and like I was like, okay, now you ruined the game. Like you didn't make it like progressively better. You're just kind of like, it's like when you get the flying ability in any action adventure game or adventure game, then it's like I understand why it was left till the last item, because it's so OP, but at the same time just balance it instead so that you can, like, it has like limits or something. I don't know, but there was still like, it definitely made the game way easier, but like there were still some really frustrating parts of, and like I said, with it not actually being a roguelike, I don't know how well I'll do in the new one. I am very, very excited for it.
The dogs of war.
Because I do love Prince of Persia.
Loyal friend,
it's like one of my favorite Ubisoft games.
as the soldiers. Whether carrying messages, saving the wounded,
I like it more than Assassin's Creed.
They never fail to fulfill their duty.
But I think they've had a lot of influence on each other. Okay. So, to recap, the dog Walt is telling Anna about, I want to say, Emil being trapped in not a warehouse, like a barn that got bombed. So he's like, I think he's trapped in, no, he was trying to save his wife, Marie, or Marie. I'm not exactly sure. It should be Marie. And his son. So he put the like gas mask on her, and now they're both trapped in the building. So that's what we're coming back into. The dog is, I guess, somehow communicated with Anna. So the dog is pulling a total lassie. What's that? Emil is trapped in the barn? Oh no, they made it out. Okay. Well, this is more confusing. So we gotta do probably CPR on it.
No. Hey. Fish.
Oh no. No, did I kill him? Oh.
Fish. No.
This is my least favorite minigame because it looks so weird as it's scrolling by, and I don't know if it's my TV, but it's really easy to mess up. Sleep Demon, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Beatley Static Buddy. Welcome to the stream. We also have... Oh, wait, did I kill him? Okay, no. That's part of the story. I wasn't paying attention. We also got Persona alerts. I'm excited. But now I gotta start converting them over. Because again, I'm not using Mix It Up for the overlays. No, I don't think I did, because like it'll turn like the bandage will get covered in blood. That's really hard to do when talking. But the bandage will get covered in blood if I mess up enough or too much.
Allez, allez. Voilà. Allez. C'est bon, c'est bon.
It's very weird that nobody has like a face in this game. They're all like covered by their hair or a hat or like bandages or whatever. It's very, very... Oh wait, no, like his son does. Never mind. I guess little kids do. I think some of the background characters have faces. But like all of the main characters do not have faces. So we need a first aid kit. Alright. Field hospitals. A complex chain of medical units was set up to cope with the war wounded. From aid posts at the front, men were dispatched to the field ambulances where after summary treatment, they were evacuated to casualty clearing stations, CCS, and onto base hospitals reports for repatriation to Blighty. I don't know what Blighty is. Is that a place? The structure became... Oh, it might be a hospital. Because I know, like, when I was in the military, all of the actual hospitals had, like, really weird names. Usually, I guess, they were named after somebody. I guess just, like, you know, everything else. But they wouldn't be, like... Because they're not a chain or a brand, they sound really weird. Because they're just named after, like, one person. Yeah, so, like, all the actual hospitals will have, like, a name. Whereas, like, the field hospitals will usually be, like... the area that it's located in. So like the first aid station that I worked in was different than our hospital that we would send people to. So our first aid station was just named after our unit, whereas like the hospital that was on our base was named after something else. But like every unit had its own first aid station as well. The structure became more refined as the war progressed due to new emerging pathologies caused by trench conditions or gas attacks, for example. So Blighty might be the name of the actual, like, main hospital. That would have to be my guess. Carl is alive. I think we did this one already. We've crossed lines. Yeah, okay. April 16th, 1917. My friend Emil was arrested today. What on earth did he do? What got into him? I hope he wasn't amongst the... Oh, I'm sorry. That's Carl. Emil is Marie's dad. Carl is Marie's husband. Freddie is an American fighting in the war with the French. And then Anna is Belgian? And she is a nurse who was originally a veterinarian, I believe? A veterinarian? I think that's what she was before the war. And then in the war, she became a field nurse. I hope he wasn't amongst the mutineers they're all talking about. I'll go see him tomorrow. April 16th, 1917. What have I done? Why all the bloodshed? Why all the killing? This war is senseless. Also, Emil clocked his commanding officer on the back of the head with a, I don't know, random object. I feel like it was a wine bottle, because that's very common in this game. I feel like I hit him with a wine bottle. And so, like, now he's probably, so he was arrested, and I think, so, like, he got injured. They sent him to the hospital, and then they were like, oh, he's fine, so they sent him back to war. And then, like, he kind of, I don't want to say he lost his shit, but, like, he, did not take it well. Alright, so we've got what looks like a syringe, a wash basin, and then I don't know what these two items would be. Alright, so we're looking for a first aid kit. That is a washcloth, probably? Bar of soap, okay. Bar of soap was the basis for all hygiene. It obviously used to, it was obviously used to wash, but also for washing clothes and mess tins. How it was made depended on the local recipes, and it soon became a rare commodity during the war as oil became scarcer. That is very old, old information where it's like, It's upstairs? Glass syringe. This is wild too. Like old medical technology is crazy to think about. But even something like they said with the bar of soap that was used for literally everything. You used it for washing your clothes, you used it for washing your body, you used it, it was an all-in-one soap for everything. Soap for your dishes, soap for your floor, soap for whatever. It was the same bar of soap. Glass syringe, a syringe used by the nurses to administer intravenous, intramuscular drugs. The needles were not as fine-tipped as today, and injections hurt. Medicine was nevertheless making great progress. What they don't mention is that these weren't single-use things. You used them until you broke it, basically. They obviously stopped doing that for safety reasons, but this is the first time she gets to use the dog. Which is interesting. A gas mask? Is this a new mask? Alright, we're missing something. Oh, x-ray equipment. Also, I remember watching... This is one of those things where it's like... You find out a lot of interesting stuff about history from like a random source. So there's this anime that I watched that travels to like, I guess 1940s Germany or whatever. And they were talking about Conrad Rugen developing like the x-ray machine and how he did it, and like it's madness. Like they basically at a certain point in time there were really only two ways you could do science, and it was either experimenting on yourself or getting volunteers. But it was really hard to get volunteers for some things, so they just experimented on themselves. So usually a lot of old scientists kill themselves in the progress. It's so crazy because they're like, yeah, we didn't want to like test it on other people because it was unethical, so they would just like test it on themselves and maybe they would survive. X-ray equipment, X-ray technology became available at the end of the 19th century, and scientists soon realized the dangers of radiation. Radiologists were provided with lead gloves, aprons, helmets, and goggles. In military hospitals, they had their work cut out for them and would spend whole days x-raying thousands of wounded men. But again, yeah, like old, okay. Am I missing something? Old medical equipment and technology was... Oh wait, there's doors. There's doors in front of me. Hold on, let's go back up. I keep forgetting that, because there's like a silhouette, but it doesn't look like... Or is this a window? No, it was a door. Haha! How big is this thing? Oh, no, wait, I came out that way. Okay. Why is... Oh, this was probably a school, and now it's a field hospital. Okay. I'm like, why is the alphabet on the wall of this hospital? That makes sense. That makes sense. Like in theory, because it's like, you know, whatever they could use to house people. I know this is the wrong direction, but... Wait, is the picture getting bigger? Is this actually timed? I wasn't paying attention. I've been running my mouth this whole time. Like it's zooming in and he looks more distressed. Okay, they're telling me. Okay, hold on. Where are you barking? Down here? Oh no. Or is it like the progress that I'm making in the map? Wait, what is it? Okay, That is the last item. Dentist Basin. The dental surgeon's profession appeared before the war, and the nature of war injuries really brought the surgical aspect of profession to the forefront. At the front, dentists were called to treat all manner of wounds, and especially jaw injuries. A basin such as this was used to keep surgical instruments in a more or less sterile condition. I remember when we went over to Bosnia, we had like a dentist that was assigned to our unit, which is really weird. Not, I mean, I guess if you don't think about it too much, but it was like the whole, like it made sense that we had an x-ray tech, but like since dentists are like one big dental unit, like they don't, what are you barking at? Oh, I gave it to him. Is there something else? We have everything. Now we just gotta figure out how to get back through this maze of doors. So this is saying that dentists were filling roles, like different roles at that time. But in my unit, dentists were specifically dentists. They only did dental work. Wait, so wait, hold up. So you made me go through all of that, and I could have just gone to the right? It was right there? I went through the whole house. I went through like 4 classrooms. Oh no. Okay. I could have just gone. Oh no. Oh no. No! No, I did all that work! Oh, okay. See, I don't know if I'm getting off time or if it's changing its beats. I can't tell. I feel like it's getting further apart. But like I said, it's very odd to try and like watch it. There's no beat to it. I feel like I'm actually accidentally kill this guy. It's such a weird minigame. Yeah, like. Okay, he survives that time. Oh my god. Okay, not that time. No! It's really hard too. Bruh! And now I'm just messing up. Like, how long is this last round? It makes me, yeah, like it's very. I hate that part. I don't know. I can't tell how fast they're going. It seems like they spread apart later.
Tiens-moi. Tiens-moi. Allez, Carl. Allez, courage. Ça va aller, allez. Carl, tiens-moi. Allez, Carl. Allez, courage. Tiens-moi. Tiens-moi. Ça va aller, allez. Allez, Carl. Allez.
Okay. I think we got him back. That took forever. So there should be one more chapter after this part of the story. Also, Carl hasn't seen
Son was enough for Carl to forget 3
Victor?
years of war and
Oliver? I don't know what the kid's name is. He hasn't seen him since he was a baby, though. That's how long the war has been going on. Which is also, like, historically, the
After
Great
weeks
War,
without news of Emil,
I think, is the longest one.
Marie finally received a letter from her father.
There's a lot of standoffs, though. It's just people being confined to trenches and stuff forever. Because if we look at even... So we're in 1917. So, like, his first letter is in 1914. I think all of their first letters are 1914. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it was longer than that. There's like a timeline at the beginning of the game that allows you to select the different chapters and gives you like the actual times. Okay, so we're... Wait, do we get another one? No. Okay. These are out of order. It is Victor. Okay. We made it. Carl, Marie, and Victor are united at last. It was so beautiful to see them together. The image of them will give me courage to return to the front and tend to the wounded. There's still so much to do. Also, Carl is German, whereas Emil and Marie and Victor, I guess technically Victor, are all French. So obviously they're on opposing sides of the war, which has to do a lot with Carl's story, where a lot of his stuff is he's escaping so that he can go back to France, but obviously being able to identify him as a German based on like his accent alone makes it like he's gotten like arrested and stuff in addition to that in this story. Like I don't know that he's based on real people, but April 9th, 1917. They're here with me at last, sweet Marie and my little Victor. I don't ask for anything else from life. Also, the dog is German. I can't remember what kind of dog they said it was. Something weird that I've never heard of, but like a bombo or something. I don't know. It's I just made up that noise. I don't know. At last we're together again. I've dreamed of this moment for so long. Is it for real? I wish time could stand still. Was there anybody else? Bastiste? Maybe. Hold on. You know what? It might be in... Oh, no. They don't do them that way. So the historical things aren't readable like the other ones are. I think you can only read them in the... It's some kind of German... It is a German dog. But there's obviously German Shepherds. But like something that did start with B, and then a third type of dog, which I forgot, as well. But like Walt, I think, is the third type of dog. Military justice. In uniform, soldiers were subject to military justice. 2,500 death penalties were meted out to punish disobedience and desertion. Of these, 650 were actually carried out, mainly at the start of war. As war progressed, politicians tried to limit the use of executions, especially for those intended to set an example. Nevertheless, in the wake of Quémin des Dames mutinies, over 50 soldiers were still executed. Yeah, so they were saying like it's interesting because I believe like the US didn't start using animals in the war until they saw like how often they were used elsewhere.
C'est l'heure.
So it was really common for animals to be used with... Oh, am I going to be executed? No! What is this? Why are you making me... Is that what's happening? Did I just come in on you, die? I think... Well, because what we read in the history was that, like, at least 50 people were executed for, like, war crimes, even though they... Well, for the mutinies. What did you do? I started a mutiny. I hit my, commanding officer over the head with a bottle. Because everybody kept dying. And he was just like, charge! And I was like, how about no? Did he deserve it? Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Wait, hold on. No items to be found here? No! Why are you doing this, Ubisoft? I hope you scream Balenciaga!
As the war
I think it's a firing squad, though, so... I mean, I guess it's still...
no regrets.
Iconic.
I've seen too much horror. I hope fate has been more merciful to you. Our time on Earth is brief, and mine has been filled with so much joy.
I don't like where this is
I can
going.
only be thankful for how much I've been blessed. Most especially for the wonder you brought into my life.
Hey, Sonic!
Basher, thank you for the follow. Thank you, Be Like Sonic Buddy. Welcome to the stream. Oh, it won't let you turn around! It only lets you go forward! No! I was super thankful that Carl and Marie and Victor survived. Like, you literally can't go left. Nothing else does anything. Like, none of the other buttons work. Oh, except for the menu button. Because I was like, okay, we made it out of the game with nobody actually dying. Like, everybody keeps escaping death. Please let Freddy save him. Or something. Because Freddy's, like, the only one that's... Not the only one concerned about him.
I've been found guilty by a military court for the death of an officer.
No! No!
It was an
No, Freddy's still good. Yeah, the guy that I hit, I guess, died.
Mad.
But we're only just finding that out now. Waiting for a friend to save you like an anime, yeah. Well, that's Freddy, though. Like the guy who took his hat off, who is dressed differently than the other soldiers, because he's a...
Though I failed, Carl, I know my sacrifice.
No, not... Well... Why did it... He's not even there, it's just a memory! What is this ending?
I fought
Wait,
for my country.
Was Freddy even really there? I didn't...
My honor is
I didn't
assured.
see him disappear, but I wasn't really paying attention because I didn't expect it to. Well, there's Carl. Oh, who does this?
Since it is the will of God to separate us on earth,
Maria and Victor.
I hope we'll meet again in heaven.
Oh my god. I don't think he disappeared. No, I think Carl's actually... I mean, Freddy's actually there.
Keep me in your prayers.
Oh,
Your
no.
loving Baba. Always.
Guys, I'm kind of... Oh my god.
Even though their bodies
That is
have
awful.
long since returned to dust. their sacrifice still lives on. We must strive to cherish their memory and never forget.
Ubisoft, why would you do that? That's the end of the game? There's no follow-up story? Oh my god. That is awful. Please have it like an epilogue. No? That's the end of the game? That's how they ended that? Oh my god. And it just makes you walk to the end. With like the most lovable character in the game. Is part 2 gonna kill the dog? I'm like, oh my god, why would you do that? No, don't say. We thought they were giving you realism something. Gibberish voices. Okay, so I was right. Oh my god. Like, my eyes are tearing up. That, like, it was, like, nonsense sounds that they were making. I couldn't tell if they were actually... Because some of the words were real words. But I was like, is this real? Like, because a lot of times when they were talking to each other, it was just like... Blah, 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 blah. And I was like, is this Simlish? Yeah! Like Sims voices. It's like, are these real words? I don't speak enough of any of those languages. I will say the Indian voices were kind of offensive because of like the Simlish that they were using. it was borderline racist.
Hungry for more, the war was not yet over. Its appetite was infinite.
Well, so there's a second game. I don't know what just happened. So the first one's called The Great War and the second one's called Coming Home. I'm very confused. Are they going to do just a flashback for everybody? I cannot believe they killed Carl or Emil. Well, I mean, Emil's not coming home anywhere. I would imagine it's Freddy. I would imagine it's all about Freddy. Since he's the only one that wasn't in France. Or wasn't from France. Also, there was a whole storyline where Freddy's wife was murdered. I was like, oh my god. I thought for sure, like, nobody in the actual game would die. Especially since, like, somehow, like, Carl and Marie and Victor lived through the bombing and, like, the gas mask situation. Anna was the only person who, like, somehow wasn't maimed in any way, shape, or form. Which is wild, because she was, like, in the thick of it for a lot of the game. And she did a lot of it, not illegally, but without, like, a lot of official, like, paperwork, I guess, or whatever. Like, official standing. Oh my god, that is the saddest ending to any game I've ever played. We spent so much time with him. And then they, like, go out on... Well, it does the fade to black, but then it's like, oh, also, here's the dog mourning him at his funeral. Yeah, the build, and they make you walk through it as a, like it's like the game doesn't just, it's not a movie. Like they make you walk him to the firing squad to get shot. Oh no, that's it. Okay. Oh my god. Ubisoft, that is not okay. So I thought there would be like a whole nother, no, like, because it's got 1918 after this. Oh my god. And we were on chapter 4. I just, because of that, I thought that this was still locked, so I thought there was like another chapter afterwards. Oh. Well, I said if it was really short, I'm gonna take a quick break though. I said if it was really short, we'll just start the next one. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you can do it directly through this, but we'll queue it up. Oh my god, it's the worst ending! I should have seen it coming though, because they literally... Oh, it's Freddy. Freddy's on the cover. Oh, that must be his brother, because he talked about his brother in his diary, and how his brother was excited to join the war. So like the Second World War? Oh my god. There's Anna. And there's Walt. So Walt's still kicking. I don't know who... I would imagine that's his brother, Freddy's brother. I don't know who the orange guy is, and I don't know who the boat captain looking is. Alright. I'm gonna run to the restroom, and I'll be back. I'm gonna go cry in private. I'm the winner, rigged. Oh my god. This isn't the only game where I've played, and at the end, the character is either already has been dead all along or they die, but like this by far has been like the saddest, where like the main character dies. And I just, why Ubisoft? Oh my gosh. Wait, is this a slide? Oh. I thought it was actual, like notches. And I was like, why aren't they lining up? I was like, it doesn't sound like it's actually getting quieter. I don't think the first one had volume control. Because I was like, this game's really loud. Okay, chapters and episodes. That's weird that they're already unlocked. Oh, I have to install this. Forgot, we're on the new Xbox. So it's not installed yet. Alright. Game saves data automatically. So this is coming home. It looks like it's Freddy's story. So 1918, after the events of the last game. Okay. Facts, objects, diaries, Ubisoft Connect. So this is set up a little bit different than the first one. So we're on tutorial mode. Dita, thank you for the follow. Thank you for being nice. Oh shit! The latest Sonic buddy. Okay, so they're red now. Similar gameplay to the first one, which... Ah! Did they just kill Freddy? I'm done. If they killed him...
The last 3 years of war
Is that the end of the...
mercy to either side.
Why?
Fighting continues across Europe over
18.
land,
Now we gotta
sea,
go
and
back.
air, leaving behind mountains of casualties and many more broken souls. The United States till now had remained neutral, but the mounting economic pressure and the return of Germany to unrestricted submarine warfare finally awakes the sleeping giant. On April 6, 1917, the United States declares war on Germany. Within months of the declaration, the U.S. Army launched the first universal draft. And despite enduring segregation in their own country, over 360,000 African Americans enlist, eager to show their patriotism, in hopes of returning home as heroes. James is one of these men.
Chapter 1 to the front.
Dear
Are
Brother
they-
James, I hope this letter finds you well and that working at the docks is not too backbreaking. It's good to receive news from you and from home. Keeps my mind off of the war. We wallow in the trenches.
These are real voices this
Among
time.
the
Oh no, I guess there were
blasts
real
of dead
voices for the
bodies.
cutscenes. Never mind.
Afraid
I'm
that
dumb.
if we stand tall, we might catch a bullet. But if you take anything from my letter, I want it to be this. Do whatever you can to stay away from this madness. You followed me everywhere when we were kids. But please, don't follow me here, James. There is nothing here but misery and death. Be safe and stay home. Freddy.
right. Entry of the United States into the First World War. Whoop. It scrolls too fast. The United States entered World War I April 1917, more than 2.5 years after the war began in Europe. President Woodrow Wilson tried to remain out of the war for as long as possible, and public opinion remained largely against U.S. intervention until the beginning of 1917. Unrestricted submarine warfare was, as well as the Zimmerman telegram, pushed the American government into joining the war. I actually watch a lot of YouTube series. I don't know how I got into these. I think it was like by the more entertaining ones, and now I'm like on the ones that are like equally entertaining and factual. So like oversimplified is one of them, and now extra history is another series that I watch. So I have learned a lot about like this time period, but also there's someone else. Oh, I can't think of him right now. Lymphemy does Japan, just like Japan specifically, but his isn't necessarily historical context. It's just, well, I guess it is all historical context, but not about the war specifically. Selective Service Act and the Draft. Selective Service Act was enacted on May 8th, 1917. Starting at the beginning of the U.S. draft of U.S. soldiers to fight in Europe. For the first time, the draft targeted all men between ages 21 and 30, including African American men. They were required to register for possible selection to serve. By the end of World War I, 2 million men volunteered, and 2.8 million men were drafted. 2 million of them were sent to fight. For the United Kingdom, voluntary service turned into conscription at the beginning of 1916. UK Dominion countries sent volunteers beginning in 1914, but national conscription didn't happen in Australia and only started in Canada in January 1918. I also did not know that Canada was involved in the World War at all. That was like, I think I only learned that from this game. Like, because I feel like everybody else was already involved, except like the US was one of the last ones. But I also didn't know about Australia, but I'm also like, why were they involved in any way, shape, or form? It's like they're nowhere near any of it. But like Canada was like the big shocker to me. Segregation. Although 1865 saw the end of slavery in the United States, African Americans were still subject to discrimination. Segregation was legally enforced through a series of laws voted at the state or local levels, and known as black codes. Although they were allowed to marry and sometimes purchase property, interracial marriage was largely illegal, and other laws infringed the rights of African Americans to act as a witness, vote, or bear arms. During this era of white supremacy, violence, lynchings, and beatings was perpetrated against okay, that's weird reading. Was perpetrated against African Americans, particularly in the South. Military training camps were completely segregated, ensuring that white and black soldiers would train and live in separate facilities. No diaries. Okay. Let me see what this one does. If I have to sign in, I'll have to save it for next time. Fan kit? What is this? Enjoy key arts, avatars, and screenshots. Okay. It's weird that it keeps you, or it gives you complete all the plane missions without damaging the plane. Complete all the music missions without missing it. Oh my god, there's a music challenge? Yipes. That's gonna be really bad because wireless headphones usually don't do well on musical. Can I go back to the game? Exit. Where did they say Freddy was from? Freddy and James? Based on this music, I feel like they're from Louisiana. But they don't have like a...
No.
I'm gonna go in there anyway. Can't stop me! It won't let me do it. What are these guys? What? It's just separated by rope? It's not even a separate room? Just literally a piece of rope that I could walk over? Wait, hold on. You just give him a push room? Oh, it actually makes you use the thumbstick this time, and not a... Wait, hold on. Because the last time, or in the first game, during the tutorial, there was stuff hidden in the level, and I didn't see a... Well, we got the one letter thing. Hold on. Draft card. This registration card for the draft was filled in by a U.S. Army recruitment agent. During the Great War, the U.S. Army was segregated, while the U.S. Navy did not recruit African Americans at all. Draft cards had their left corner removed to indicate that the recruit was African American. Interesting. What's the next? Some kind of stick? Is that a broomstick? No, no. It's like a letter is the last thing as well. Oh, it tells you when you target it now. Again, when you throw a grenade, you don't stand there and watch it. Because that's why they have these walls here. So you can hide behind the wall. You would duck. Okay, I missed something. Rattlesnake patch. On April 8th, 1917, the 15th National Guard chose the rattlesnake as their insignia. Their motto was, "Don't tread on me. Goddamn. Let's go. Goddamn. Let's go. Okay." Okay. I did not see anything between those two. Other than the broom. Oh, this thing? Brown and sticky. It is a broomstick. When the 15th New York National Guard Regiment began basic training in their recruitment campaign in New York, there were only 250 rifles for 2,500 men. The recruits thus performed their drills with broomsticks and would even march through the streets of New York with them. Once this regiment was officially incorporated into the U.S. Army, and they finally obtained the same equipment as other soldiers and were able... Wait. Once this... and we're able to train properly. It's weird.
Vero dare! Vero dare! Vero dare!
Oh, just push it. Okay. I'm like, I'm holding it. And it's not working. What? Not only did they... That's interesting. Because if you're in the military, regardless if you're at work or not, I guess if you're in a hospital, it's probably different. But like certain sectors, when they call revelry, like everybody has to stop and salute. Like if you're outside a building, you don't keep working. You don't keep training. Everybody literally stops.
We're done with our training and on our way to the front. We'll sail from New York to France. We're on our way to help you win the war. But don't you worry about me. I can take care of myself just fine. Your little brother, James.
Are they taking a train to France from the US? That's not how that works.
April 9th, 1917, Vimy Ridge. This geographic stronghold, held by the Germans since the early days of the war, remained impenetrable.
Oh, right. We went back 18 months. I was like, this is part of the first game.
Ground forces were ordered to team up with the British Royal Flying Corps.
World stop.
Before launching the attack, the soldiers were given a moment to write to their loved ones.
What's up, Johan? Thank you for the 2. Stay safe. I gotta fix that. Who's this jerk?
Interrupted by George's unconventional landing, Freddy soon learned that his unit was going to take part in the operation and be paired up with the peculiar British pilot, now grounded and without a plane to fly.
10 hot! Oh! Ready?
Okay, so we have a British pilot now. I forgot what I was gonna look at. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe it'll come to me. Winner, chicken dinner. How are you?
Upset.
Thank you for the 2. Stay safe. Yeah, see, it's like playing it twice, I think. Thank you for the 50 heart. Okay. Oh, now the Y button works. Aviation and aircraft. As the war began, aviation wasn't yet a true Army Corps. Though it would become during the one during the war. The technical progress achieved by each side led to air superiority alternating according to which aircraft were in use. The German monoplane Fokker E3 with a system that allowed it to shoot through the propeller. That's still wild to me that somehow they used science and math to figure out how to shoot through a propeller without actually shooting your propeller. Like, that's insanity. Was the first to deliver decisive air superiority in 1915, but the arrival of the FE, so the Fokker E-2B and DH-2, with their rear propellers rapidly evened out the playing field, allowing Allied pilots to shoot them from the front as well. Fun fact, as a Sega fan, the game Power Stone has a character in it, and in the U.S. versions, they named him Falcon, and he was a World War II, or he's a World War I pilot from Great Britain. I think he was supposed to be from Great Britain. But in the original game, his name was Fokker, but they changed it because they assumed that we're too immature in the U.S. and we would just call him Fucker all the time. So there you go. There's your random bit of trivia today. So they changed it. It's like Pac-Man. Like they changed it from Puck-Man to Pac-Man because they didn't trust U.S. audiences to not graffiti the machines to make it something else. Famous air units. Pilots and aircraft were used by all sides as propaganda tool. They helped to convey more... Sure. I've never seen this word. A more chivalresque image? Chivalresque. Image of the war than the poor soldiers. Stuck knee-deep in the mud. Each time a country had a star squadron. 20 squadron for the British, Lafayette for the Americans, and Sigon for the French, and Jasta 11, Jagdstaffel for the Germans. Ace system. Modern-day knights and the aerial battlefield. The aces were fighters created with a minimum of 5 kills or forced downs, landings, or crash landings. The term ace appeared at the same time as the first dogfights. When pilots started to fight against each other, propaganda relied on these heroes to boast about their country's aerial superiority. Few aviators lived long enough to enjoy the status of ace. April 9th, 1917. I've had enough of this damn war. More troops could help, but part of me hopes that not one more soul has to suffer, especially not James. I love him and I know that this war would break him. As Emil always says, it's family matters that, it's family that matters the most, and you have to do everything you can to protect him. I'm so sorry I lost you in this god-awful war. I've got to get this right. For you and for our country. I watched you flying flawlessly for years. I know I'll be able to fly like you too one day. It's in my blood. Now it's time. Keep on flying, or to keep flying. I promise to make you pro. Alright. So we've got this new mystery character who we can't see anything of, let alone... Okay, so they're not in order this time. Flechettes. Oh, wow, you can zoom in on them? Alright. Flechettes. These darts were designed to be dropped by aircraft into enemy trenches, measuring about 4 inches long and weighing just under 2 ounces. Flechettes could pierce through a helmet into the skull underneath. I think those were mentioned in the first game as well. I think that's as far as I can go on this one. What's going on with this?
RG!
Hey, Sonic!
And they were right. Mycelium Gaming. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for being the late Sonic buddy. Welcome to the stream. It's a bone saw. No, it's not. It's a. I think that's just actually a tree saw. Okay, so the. Oh, could I have punched that? I don't think so, right?
Chronic.
Large wood saw. Before the Battle of Vimy in 1917, Canadian soldiers had to prepare the battlefield. They used saws to remove trees and foliage, then built roads, trenches, and railroads to transport supplies to the front. Okay, so we need a wheel, an engine, and propeller. Well, here's the wheel. How do I get it on there, though? Oh. I guess I need a ladder. Thank you for the stay safe. I've got to fix that, because that's going to drive me crazy that it's doing it twice like that. I just pick up a stick? Alright. Remembrance Poppy. In 1921, the red poppy became the symbol of remembrance for casualties of the Great War. The symbol comes from the first line of a poem in Flanders Field by John McCrae. I'm Poppy. Alright. I picked up something. I didn't see a wheel. I feel like we need to get... Oh, can I knock down the ladder? Okay. Again, that's not how things work. But I'm gonna let you keep game. You game your thing. Okay. Whee! Okay. Engine is in place. Oh, there's a pile of sticks. I think that's the propeller over there. Okay, the wheel is up there. RFC badge. Pilots of the Royal Flying Corps pin these badges to their caps. The media romanticized pilots as knights of the sky, soaring above the destruction and carnage on the continent. Stop climbing. There we go. Nothing in those. Had to be sure. Just strapped to my back. Alright. I think the propeller was over here. Well, there's something over here. That's a scarf. Pilot scarf. In the Great War, all planes were open cockpit. For protection from the freezing temperatures, pilots wore thick leather jackets and silk scarves. Oh, I can only carry one thing at a time? Alright, we'll come back for the wheel. I thought because it was strapped to my back that, like, I'd just be able to carry the other thing in my hands. You know, like a person. Like a human. We got everything, right? Okay. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. I stopped running. Why did it keep going? Oh, do I actually have to like back up to not get hit? All right. Like manually avoid it. Because he keeps running. They let this guy fly a plane? This is an ace pilot? This guy. Hmm. Oh. Not flying. Oh no! Boom, 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 boom. Musical minigame. Here we go. Gotta watch out for the birds. Bum, 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 bum. Why are these birds trying to bomb me like this? Now you really are, Tails. Ba, 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 ba. Zeppelin. Also, did you see the All-Stars 9 cast? No, I haven't looked.
Despite
So, like,
his
the next big thing comes out this
haphazard
week, and it's
flying,
Knuckles. The TV
George
series comes out on the
managed to
26th.
pinpoint the enemy's location.
Wait, did it say his name was
Relayed the
George?
Information to Freddy, who then launched the strike on the enemy cannons.
How very British.
But despite the triumph of reclaiming Vimy Ridge after 3 long years, their victory was
I heard
marred
that 2
by
people
the
were,
dead bodies
like, returning
strewn
All-Star
across the hillside.
people. Like, 2 people who were on previous All-Stars are back on another All-Stars. I think. If I understood it correctly. But no, I haven't looked at the cast thing. That also is like
While
3 weeks
Europe
away.
was torn
So
apart
much
by
stuff.
war, the U.S. had begun a massive mobilization.
I feel like
what many believed could permanently
Drag Race
change
and
the
All-Stars
tide of
should
the war.
alternate years. Or maybe like
Aboard the
2 years of
USS
Drag Race and then a
Pocahontas
3rd
was
year
a racially segregated unit. The old 15th,
All-Stars.
made up
Or
almost
4th year, something
entirely
like that.
of African American soldiers.
It's too much
These
to watch all year.
men were sailing to Europe, ready to put their lives on the line to prove their love for a country that didn't always love them back.
Dear Freddy, we're on our way to France. This is our first night at sea.
So the train was
Don't
to get
worry.
to the boat.
Me and the
That makes a
boys
lot more
are
sense.
ready.
I'm like, why are they taking a
Speaking
train
of
to
the
France?
fellas,
You can't
I
get
lucked out, and I'm
to the
getting
US
on
on a
good with
train.
Fine bunch of them. There's Fidgety Lang Edwards, who never puts down his drumsticks. Jack Harris, our medic from Chicago. Joey Brass.
Hey,
is
medics.
from Harlem and plays a mean banjo. And Chef Caldwell is always cooking up stuff for us. We just have to make sure to get
Banji,
served
Roxy,
before BB Johnson.
and Nina West.
Great guy,
Plastic
but
Tiara.
he can really put it away. Well, I gotta go now. Practice is about to start, and there's no jazz band.
Oh, got Mick?
without
Nice.
Clarinet. Stay safe. We'll see each other soon. Your brother, James.
Oh no, is this the music minigame? I'm gonna be terrible at this. Oh, that's not that bad. Okay, okay. It's like a very easy, was that Osu? Do I just have to hit it any time before? This doesn't get explained. Where's the tutorial for these minigames?
As the Pocahontas continued to cross
We
the
play in Rhythm
Atlantic,
Heaven?
their encounter with
Yes,
the
Rhythm
German
Heaven's another good
U-boat 155 brought them ever
It'd be really hard to
closer
play
the
though
fight.
without or with
Entering
wireless
the
headphones because
battlegrounds of
the sync is
war,
always just
their ship was
off
spotted
by enough.
Ernst.
Why was this guy on the cover if he's shooting my boat down? 18th month before. Jutland Waters? Jutland Waters?
May 31st, 1916. On land, the conflict was bogged down in trench warfare. Neither the Allies nor the Central Powers were able to make significant gains. At sea, Allied forces dominated Germany with a crippling blockade. Determined to stay away from the war, Ernst escaped to the solitude offered by the depths of the sea. It was here below the surface that he scavenged, hoping to eke out a living.
Escaped how? Diver suits like that were tethered to a boat. How? What? You literally can't go anywhere. They don't have... What? These diver helmets were like... had a long air hose to them. Is that a... like a air container? What is this? Okay, I guess I'm gonna learn something, because this makes no sense to me. I'm glad I can zoom in now, though. Battle of Jutland War, or Jutland and War at Sea. On May 31st and June... On May 31st and June 1st, 1916, the largest sea battle of World War I took place. Two fleets fought for control of the North Sea. The British Empire's Royal Navy Grand Fleet against the Imperial German Navy. Kaiserreich Marine? 250 ships of all types were involved, and while the death toll was higher on the British side, 6,097 lives, as opposed to the 2,551 lives, there was no clear winner of this battle. The younger German Navy avoided similar large-scale direct confrontation until the end of the war. The picture shows ships sailing in convoy, a strategy adopted to be less prone to submarine attacks. Dreadnoughts. Polito Frito, thank you for the stay safe. Naval war in 1914 relied on fleets of large. Thank you for the second safe. Stay safe. High sea ships known as dreadnoughts. The success of the Allied blockade in the North Sea, the failure of the Dardanelles, and the mixed results of the Jutland reshaped the naval landscape. The Germans invested in underwater technology with fast U-boats, establishing a fleet of 128 U-boats by as early as February 1917. While the Allies armed merchant ships, the U.S. Navy had at its disposal a large fleet of escort and light ships that deployed rapidly to Europe to protect merchant ships. Once they entered the to protect merchant ships once the U.S. entered the war in 1917. Man, it's really hard to word. Total Navy warfare. The Allies had the upper hand on the seas as early as 1914. They used the advantage to attack German colonies or open new front lines, such as Dardanelles in 1915. In an attempt to break through the ongoing blockade, the German Empire launched an underwater war that turned into a total naval warfare at the end of January 1917. Its fleet of 150 U-boats would sink millions of tons of ships and cargo, mainly in the North Atlantic Ocean. The picture shows two sailors manning an anti-submarine gun. An anti-submarine gun. How does that work? I am curious because submarines are underwater, you guys. Bullets don't travel very well through water. Science. May 30th, 1916. Especially if they're fired above the water. Like, what good would that do? Oh, I know what I was going to look. I know what it was. Where's that? May 30th, 1916. I like being down there in the silence, busy searching for those little objects. Oh, was it not a literal escape? Was he just like, I'm distracting myself, like the figurative escape? I was like, there's nowhere you can go with this diver bell. Sometimes I get caught up. Sometimes I get so caught up that I forget you're not going to be there to pull me back up into the boat. Always and forever our boat. Anyways, I think I'll dive again this morning. Hopefully the water will be clearer. The seas have been choppy and restless lately. Okay, nobody else has anything right now. Can we get Walt in a diving suit? Diving suit Walt. Please tell me they had, like, submarine dogs. The crazy thing is, they also had to, like, these suits had to be weighted to keep people from being too buoyant to float back up. So essentially, you were just sinking yourself. What are we looking for? Okay, this is a helmet for sure. I don't know what this is. Treasure map, maybe? I don't know what this is either. Coral? How did they get back up? They usually had, like some kind of pulley system or something to like get him back into the boat. So basically, he had to be dragged back onto the boat. Because these were strictly for diving. They weren't for swimming underwater like scuba systems with like fins and stuff like they have today. Well, how am I supposed to get up there? Oh. So like... Usually if this was like a two-man job, like one person would be in the suit underwater and the other person, A, would be feeding them oxygen. I don't know if his has some kind of like scuba system, I guess. I don't know if this is real or not. Navy propaganda poster. This Navy's poster urges civilians to donate glasses, binoculars, spy glasses, and any objects with lenses to the war effort. Sounds very dangerous. Yeah, for sure. That's why you like see him like floating down and then like he like lands with a thud, because this outfit's super heavy. I'm surprised they didn't like talk about that in the history notes. Probably because it wasn't part of the war thing, but... Okay, he cannot aim, so... Nope. Oh, there's a handle. Okay. I did not expect that. Whee! Oh no, did I mess up? I might have messed up. Yeah, stuff like this, like old school adventurers, I'd be just like, why? Why did you do that? That sounds awful. U-boat propaganda poster. In the first battle, the Untersee boat, the undersea boat, the Untersee boat, or sorry, Untersee boot. So the word for undersea is letter Untersee, but it's S-E-E, not S-E-A. Come on, Germany. Or U-boat, U-9 sank 3 warships within an hour. With only 28 submarines in the service, the German Navy desperately needed to build more. Propaganda was employed to convince the public to fund the war effort. Untersee. Untersee boot. Oh wait, was there a door back down there too? I saw a door, but I didn't know if I can go through it or not. Oh, I can. Okay, so there's the diving helmet. Okay. So I'm too heavy to... Too heavy to go. Okay, we need a handle for this one too, it looks like. Okay, so there's... Okay. There's a handle. Aha! Alright, maybe we can learn something about the diver's stuff. Diving helmet. This helmet was part of one of the first diving suits that didn't require surface air pump. Okay, so this one doesn't, I guess. That's very interesting. I don't know where they were keeping the oxygen, though. The German firm Drager was one of the first to sell autonomous diving equipment. Thanks to a compressed gas canister, a precursor to the diving cylinder, the diver could remain autonomous without tubes running to the surface. But I think I missed my opportunity to get the candelabra at the beginning. I'm not entirely sure because these aren't in order, but he did look at it, so. Whee! Okay, I just want to make sure. I was like, I don't think I can go any further that direction, but... But even... I guess it would still be like... I don't know, I still feel like that'd be like really hard work to try and climb a ladder while being in a weighted suit. But I mean, I guess that's the point, is that the weighted suit is there to make you heavy enough to not float. So, maybe? I don't know. Oh, it wasn't a candelabra. It was a completely different item. A sextant. We know what a sextant is. Well, I know what a sextant is. Sailors in WW1 had to navigate using maps, stars, and visual landmarks. They used a sextant like this one to measure between points and calculate their location on a map. Back before compasses. Back in my day. Oh, there's the candelabra. That's not the thing I was looking for, apparently, but like... Bruh, are you just gonna get, like, trapped in this, Oh, okay. I wanna be where the people are. I wanna see them flailing. Wait, did we get everything? I think they're easier to find, or at least so far they're easier to find this round. Am I running out of oxygen? Or is this supposed to be like blood? What's happening to the screen? I forgot what this guy's name is again. Nutzt, Gunst, Gunt, something. Something very German. Dear Bruder. Oh, is my anchor gone? So we gotta find a net of some sort? Fishing net. To combat naval mines, the British government used to turn local fishermen for aids. These brave civilians used their fishing nets to drag mines away from the Royal Navy. That seems awful. That just seems awful. That seems like a terrible idea. How do I get them aboard? Oh, okay. It's weird. It doesn't seem like you'd be able to reach them from the... Oh no, they're moving. Oh no, he moved it. Okay. Well, that's not good. Since I just rescued all those people and then the ship got bombed. And a random violin?
As his boat settled on the seabed, Ernst began to come to terms with the war's inevitable, all-consuming power. Defeated and alone, he could feel the Jutland waters' cold embrace tightening around him.
Glad you saved your violin. What are you gonna do without a bow, though? Just saying.
Stranded for hours in the aftermath of the Battle of Jutland, Ernst was starting to feel his grip slip away. But when the merchant sailors aboard the submarine, the Germania, came to his aid, they not only saved Ernst's life, they also took him in as one of their own. In them, Ernst found kindred spirits and instantly felt right at home.
So, I just realized, I think they did this when Freddy took off his hat too. As I was talking about before, like, nobody has a face in this game.
Even at home,
but like the bald guy
carry your weight.
Just has a sloping brow. It just comes, his brow comes halfway down his face. Why would they do that? I think they did it when Freddy took off his hat, but it was such a small moment that I didn't notice it until now. Yeah. Empty sea boots. He has that Brock from Pokemon looking face. U-boats. While the British Navy bet on the dreadnoughts, the German Imperial Navy opted for the U-boat technology. Although the U-boats proved to be very effective at first, with the U-9 sinking 3 British warships in a single hour. Naval warfare adapted to this new technology with faster ships and changes in navigation. In 1917, the increased naval battles resulted in more than 3,000 ships sunk in that year alone. All right, after these, I'm gonna take another quick break, and then we'll play for another hour, and then we'll save the rest for next week. I don't know how long this one is. I don't know if it's like a full game like the first one, because that'll be like 2 or 3 more days, but it seems to be going quicker than the first one. Troop transport by sea. By the end of the 19th century, major nations had at their disposal naval transport to move troops to or from overseas territory rapidly. When the U.S. declared war on Germany, they didn't hesitate to seize German ships harbored in the U.S. These ships were then commandeered by the U.S. Navy. More than 2 million American soldiers crossed the Atlantic by sea to reach France. Some of them on German ships. Some of the ships used for troop transport were turned into hospital ships over the course of the war. I guess it makes sense that they have hospital ships, but I never thought about that. Camouflage. During World War I, technical progress enabled better detection, aiming, and firing capabilities for onboard artillery. Camouflage, the art of deception, was also necessary at sea to deceive the enemy. The ships were painted with zebra lines so that enemy submarine scouting was not as effective and would prevent submarines from hitting their target due to inaccurate distance estimates. Interesting. How did they figure this out? Like, how did they come to this conclusion that if they paint a boat like a zebra, that you won't be able to spot it on the sea? Because if anything stands out in the water, in the ocean, I think a zebra would stand out. What the hell is that zebra doing out here in the middle of the ocean? All right, we have 2 objects to find. I'm going to take a quick break and I'll be right back. T-Money needs a chili dog too. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we gotta find this guy who is down apparently. Okay, that goes nowhere. I can't believe this guy's face. A spanner? Wrench, used by Navy mechanics on submarine diesel engines. These engines were named after the inventor Rudolf Diesel, who patented the first diesel engine in 1890s. Fun fact. Need a pipe of some sort. Lots of like animal parts in this boat.
Yep.
Oh, it actually makes you spin it this time? Okay. This is so much harder than it was in the first game. Alright, there we go. No! So now we gotta find the captain? Dot dot dot? Right. Can I go up another level? Okay, now I'm confused. Was there another ladder that I missed? Oh, that's not a door. Okay. Oh. It's on, wait. It's in that middle room. Okay. Maybe this wasn't here. Maybe he opened it, or maybe I just missed it. Maybe I'm a big dummy. Periscope eyepiece. The critical component of a submarine's periscope. It allows the sailor to observe the surface while underwater. I need to find a wooden leg. Oh.
1916. The U.S. had remained neutral, allowing for business as usual. Despite trade blockades, the few merchant submersibles in existence, like the Germania, were still able to trade with them. James, who was working the Baltimore docks at the time, was surprised to see the submarine pull into port.
Fighter.
Hey,
Wait a second.
No! Wait this! You kick.
Germania. Atlantic North, near Baltimore, July 10th, 1916. 1916, is that?
If you'd asked.
What? What are these words? What are these words we're using? Not the fiddly dust. Oh, wait. Did we learn facts? I'm getting facts this time, alright? Wireless telegraph. This new technology allowed telegraph messages to be sent wirelessly. U-boats and airplanes were equipped with wireless telegraphs to communicate at great distance. Hold up, so you're telling me during World War I we already had wireless communication? That's insane to me. How did that even work? You left it by a skull? Is that a gnome? What is this? Oop. Klabautermann statue? Many German sailors believed in Klabautermann, a spirit that protects ships. Here he is represented as a man with a hammer and a tobacco pipe. It is said he warns a ship's crew of danger, and that he only leaves the ship if it goes down. Klabautermann. Klabautermann? Sounds like a really bad cover of Be Our Guest. Oh, we found the pipe. Knot collection. Since submarines spent most of the time on the surface, they were considered no different from regular ships. As such, sailors on submarines were expected to know how to tie proper knots.
All das Kleck. Singa. Schnopsen, Webs.
Check it. Oh, I was like, is it gonna make me toss it to him? That was gonna like make me do it, since that's actually an activity in the game. Did he do anything? Oh, I was like, did it even work? Okay, so now we need to find a wrench. Who has the wrench? The chef has the wrench. Okay. We know he is on the bottom floor. To the right. You want a wrench? You give me the pig, I'll get you the wrench. Alright. So if that's the case, I know I can go over here and putz with the pipes. Sweet. Pick, 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 pick. Oh, it just goes right to him. All right, at the wrench. The amount of my claustrophobia kicking in would always prevent me from being in a submarine. I don't know why people would ever do this.
Hi. James. Here you go.
Who got?
Submarine gate.
Clarinette. Hola, Clay.
Hola, Clay. This was in this back room, I think? No. It's on this floor, though. I don't remember where I saw it. Are we gonna yeet it at him? It's a super sensitive piece of equipment.
Holiday Musica.
Musica? My name is James, so they always told me. Oh god, here we go. Oh, I can mess up, apparently. Alright, I have no idea what that song was. It wasn't as familiar as the other songs.
I'm glad to hear you're doing good. I hope you won't be upset with me. What?
Okay. So if anybody's ever seen Rugrats, now I know it's an anchor, but because his arm is covering it, this looks like Phil and Lil's mom's sweatshirt. I'm just saying, the sea captain submarine guy, Ernst. It looks like he's wearing the sweatshirt from Rugrats.
War and
Just
all,
saying.
But I recently met a German, and we really had a lot in common. It turns out Ernst is a damn good musician. I'm proud to say he's
Oh wait!
become a friend.
James has a face!
We promised each other that when this war is over, me and Ernst will play together.
Why does everybody else not have a
Keep that
face?
promise. Your brother, James.
James totally has a face. I don't know why it took me so long to realize it. Maybe because he was standing next to the guy with like the weird
The Germania's
sloping
voyage
unibrow
was
thing
a
going
commercial
on.
success, and her crew returned eager for their next trade.
Why did they give James a face?
But their triumphant return was interrupted by the German Imperial Navy. As the sole German national aboard, Ernst was conscripted to fight. The submarine, too.
Does he even know how to operate a submarine? Alright, what do we got? No facts, no objects. July 12th, 1916, they sank our boat. Erich? Erich? The bloody war took our boat. It's all I had left of you. If the U-boat hadn't plucked me out of the water, I think I would have just let go and sunk with the rest of those poor sailors. I didn't think anything could lift my spirits, but there's some real good men in this crew. They even make me laugh. And for the first time in a long time, I don't want to be alone. I can zoom in on that one too. Okay. So we gotta find a handle of some sort.
By decree of the Kaiser, the
it's
Germania was
Periscope.
henceforth ordered to hunt convoys in the Atlantic. Ernst was faced with a grim choice: torpedo the Pocahontas and kill his friend, or disobey a superior's direct order and risk being put to death. He had chosen to save his friend, but knew it would only be a matter of time before he was ordered to kill again.
Okay, so that's the end of chapter 1.
1917, St. Menehould Hospital.
Menehould.
Doctors and nurses alike tried in earnest to patch up swarms of broken bodies and wounded psyches. Anna, the Belgian nurse, battled every day against the war to save soldiers.
I don't understand what this like walking stick with the leather strap on it is for. It's not a walking stick. It's some kind of like. I don't understand what she's carrying. It's always to the back too. Which.
Ça va aller.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
Courage.
Not as hard, I guess. Oh, it's time though. All right. Far easier. Far easier than the first one. I'm seeing a trend of people being killed for not. Oh, I'm seeing a trend of people being killed for not killing others in the game. Okay, I got it. Is this school? Is this a school from before? With Carl and Marie and Victor?
Allez, courage. Allez. Va mieux.
Missy Babati. Since most of this is a flashback from the beginning of the game, which is wild, by the way. So we already know how the first game ends. So this is kind of like a prequel game? Or, no, it's happening during the other game. I don't know. This is very, what's that movie? The Saw series. It's very much like the Saw series, where, like, somehow Jigsaw had, like, 5,000,001 contingency plans in place. Alright, let's go look at that. Wait, am I supposed to be doing something here? Oh. We got facts. I didn't see any of this stuff. Field Hospital. This war was the first war of such magnitude. Casualty management required a completely new organization. Evacuation from the battlefield was performed via stretcher. The wounded were carried to the triage tent and transported to field hospital when evacuation became possible. This is where emergency surgery could be performed with the required sanitary measures. X-rays were first invented by German scientist Röntgen in 1895, and their use of by medical staff began to spread at the turn of the century. The technology proved very useful for medical staff to treat soldiers who were victims of shrapnel. As early as 1914, the technology was adapted to cars in order to create mobile X-ray units. Initiated by scientist Marie Curie and her daughter, their goal was to better treat casualties to operate on wounded soldiers. Mobile X-ray units? What does that even mean? Just out here blasting people with their car? Stretcher bearers. As the first link in the chain of care, stretcher bearers often work in difficult conditions. They had to walk with regulation stretcher between shell holes and barbed wire before they could reach the wounded, and then take them to the nearest aid post in the rear, often under enemy fire. They also used tents to carry the wounded. Often these men had no medical qualifications. They came from a variety of backgrounds and could be musicians, priests, or non-combatant personnel. December 21st, 1917. I need to get some sleep. A few winks will do, but this never-ending war just won't let me. Sometimes I feel like I'm drowning in the wounded. And some of them are so young, barely a hair on their chin. It saddens me to see them suffering in their prime, but I'm here to help and get them back on their feet. I'm not going anywhere. Wait, hold on. Was that a diary from... I wonder where Freddy is, what he's doing. He never mentions the war in his letters, but if there's anything getting him down, he wouldn't tell me anyways. He did talk about his friend Emil, though. I wish Freddy was here with me, working the docks. It's a tough job as it is. If he was around, things would be different. Away. More glass syringes. In 1914, a typhoid epidemic raged in unsanitary conditions of trench warfare. Fortunately for the soldiers, a typhoid vaccine was developed that saved many of the lives in World War I. I think this is the old metal ones with like the plunger on them. Again, reusable. Meaning they did reuse them, but they probably shouldn't have. Okay, he needs vodka? What does he need? What was that a bottle of? Rubbing alcohol? Where does she want me to go? I have to find... Oh. Oh, I guess I was like, why is this just randomly sitting outside? But I guess it was with one of the nurses. If this is in fact rubbing alcohol and not just regular alcohol. Oh my gosh. Ah!
Courage, Nebo. Pas mieux.
Sometimes Anna could heal the soldiers' ailments and put them on the path to recovery. Other times, it was a matter of alleviating their pain and merely postponing the inevitable. On this day, a rare ray of hope pierced the gloom of the hospital grounds. Finally, with the arrival of new medical equipment, technological progress would be used to help the wounded of war instead of producing them. Surprised to see her dear friend again, Anna handled each of the wounded soldiers with
Wolfpack.
care. She couldn't
Radiologique.
wait to speak with Freddy and catch up on old times.
At least this mini game is much better. Yeah, it's far easier to complete the actual tasks.
C'est bon, c'est bon.
Also, like, the actions makes sense. Well, I mean, these are sticking outside of the skin, so, like, why can't... Oh, God.
Ah, non, 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 non.
No, we just have to be quicker.
Ça va aller, allez. Pas mieux.
I was like, she's not, like, sewing it up, though. She's just putting a bandage on an open wound. No sutures or stitches wouldn't really do. Was this what you had to do? No, it was almost like a rhythm game, but like it didn't have like I don't know, like music or anything to go with it. So it was just like you had to line it up visually. It was really hard because it like scrolls by, but like it looked really blurry to me. And I know like JC said that it was dizzying too. Like the way it looked just made it hard to like track. No, I mean oh, I thought you were a medic. Yes, that's how we did our training. You're right. You're right. Fluorescent. About the first game. Fluorescent screen. This screen allowed radiologists to view X-ray images. In some cases, screens were mounted on the helmets of medics, allowing them to use their hands at the same time. An estimated 1 million X-ray exams were performed during World War I. Screens were mounted on the helmets of medics? Wait. Allowed radiologists to view... Oh, X-rays. I got it. Okay. So it's like a dark room kind of thing? But like a helmet-mounted dark room? No wonder so many people have cancer. Now, look at all this stuff. They're just like openly using X-rays on everything, strapping it to people's heads. I'm surprised it's not worse. Transfusion kit. Cutting-edge research in blood transfusion produced formula of sodium citrate and dextrose that prevented blood clotting. This extended the shelf life of blood donations and allowed for transfusions on the front lines. In 1917, American medics began using refrigerated blood banks. Interesting. Okay, well we have Nope, wait, hold on. I did something wrong. I need what does he want? I can't see it because his request is blocking it. We love that the key is inside the room that is locked with the key. In a school that conveniently has a doggy door. That is a weird puzzle. Okay, so my bourbon is upstairs. I'm gonna make some Jack and Coke. Why did I need to... Why wouldn't I just go to the... That is the smallest stretcher I have ever seen in my life. That's not how big stretchers are. What? That's a stretcher for a Barbie. A foldable French army stretcher from the First World War, measured at 7.4 feet and weighed about 22 pounds, Prototype stretcher, yes. That's what we want them to look like. Each regiment had around 300 stretchers and 600 stretcher bearers to evacuate wounded soldiers from a battlefield. Also, carrying somebody for any amount of time on a stretcher is rough. Doing it multiple times is even worse. That was part of, so like, we had like a regular PT test, but then there was also like medics had to do like their own training that had to do with like actual like, there was like they had like the firemen carry, and like there was a stretcher exercise. Crazy. Fireman carry is awful too. And, like, I was in a tanker unit, so they would always give you like the heaviest person. White armband. Worn by medics on both sides of the conflict, the white color symbolized neutrality and a reminder that medics were not to be shot at. That is true, but obviously that's a very easy. Was that a rat? What was that? What was that? It is. Where's this rat coming from? And it's on a cycle? Look. Giant New York pizza rats. Oh, is it possum? Maybe. Well, no, it's Germany. They don't have those. Yeah, possums are like unique to North America. It's really weird. It's like, how am I supposed to get up there? What am I missing? Oh. That's why it zoomed out. Did this dog just climb a chimney? Retrieve a bottle of bourbon and then climb back down the chimney with the bourbon in his mouth? Walt, you're amazing. I think that goes up. We need to go back downstairs. Epic doggy, yes. Ah! That's the hardest one in this one because it's so, like, you have to do it quickly since it's on a time thing. And the pieces can magically fly back into the arm, which is weird. Bon chien. Yeah! Oh my gosh. Wait, did I? Oh, I didn't make it. Oh my god, it flew back in! Oh, they keep moving the pieces. It doesn't tell me like how far it has to go to be out of the leg. Like I'm clearly pulling it out of the leg. What is going on? This is why it needs to not be on the analog stick. Pick up the piece! No! It keeps going back. This is still not as hard as the other one. Even though I'm just doing bad. Oh, come on! I'm never gonna rescue this guy. He has so many pieces of shrapnel in his leg. Alright, we got this one. Alright, finally. It's still weird that, like, in the first one, she did suture their wounds. But in this one, like, she's just like, let me blot the blood off of it and then put a bandage over it. That would do no good.
Reunited,
Especially if it's like
Anna and Freddy
large
both
cut, like it looks
took
like.
solace in the bonds of friendship.
Freddy doesn't have a face. It was covered by his cap, but now it's just he
Hearing
has
the
a
bombs
weird butt
fall,
face.
Anna knew they had struck the heart of a populated civilian area.
Anna!
It is a walking stick.
Always quick to act.
Oh,
she
did we
drove
get
off to help the wounded.
a driving scene for Anna? This was like her big. Oh no, we didn't get to do it. Bruh, let down. December 28th, 1917. SOS.
Ça va aller.
Seva. Oh god. Nice. Alright. This seems like a Nintendo style
Courage, Nico.
like medical game kind of thing. Like I feel like some Nintendo game has this. Like the DS. I was about to say that. This is like Cooking Mama but medicine. Trauma hospital. Oh yeah, there's that I know what you're talking about. At the start of the conflict, civilian motorcycles with limited horsepower, 175cc or 350cc, were requested by the army. Not adapted to war conditions, they were rapidly replaced by more powerful models specially produced by various manufacturers. These served as machine gun motorcycles, ambulances, and more. They were also essential for fast liaisons between units. Norton Triumph and Royal Enfield produced sidecars for serial or fat tire motorbikes. With the arrival of American forces in Europe, Harley Davidson and Indian did so as well. For Nintendo Switch? Oh yeah, okay. That would make sense. That's what it kind of seems like though. Maybe that's why the controls are different. Maybe it's because because this one was ported. This is the first time it's on like console. So maybe the controls were different in the original game. And that's why it's easier. Whereas like the first game was a console game. The second game I think was a mobile game. Or the second one, Coming Home, was a mobile game. Canary Girls. With the men away at war, women filled positions in factories, including, which would be way easier to use tweezers. If you could just point at it on the screen. Not so easy when I have to like move the tweezers around with the D-pad. Not even the D-pad, the analog stick. Including weapon factories, shells contained a mixture of TNT and cordite, and weapon factory work involved mixing it by hand to fill the shells of bullets. Contact with the mixture would stain the skin yellow, resulting in the nickname for the women working in these factories, canaries. The work paid half of what men earned, and they worked grueling hours in terrible conditions. This kind of reminds me, so there's this U.S. factory that, this might have been during World War I or World War II as well, but like or it might just have been one of those like historical factories that only employed women to do the work. And they painted numbers on watches and clocks using was it mercury? I don't think it was mercury. By saying mercury, it's obviously something harmful, but it's what allows things to glow in the dark. So they painted by hand with like no protective gear, like these faces of watches and clocks with this, I think it was a powder. And it ended up like killing so many women because they were like we don't know what the problem is, but like these women would get really sick, but there was no explanation as to why they were getting sick, and then it turned out they had like some kind of chemical poisoning from working in this factory and not being like protected in any way, shape, or form. Not that it wasn't like, oh, we're being cheap and not offering protection. They just didn't know that it was really harmful long term. But part of it was because these were such fine crafts that they had to work with and paintbrushes. The women had habits of like dipping the paintbrush and then painting, but then also like licking the brush to make it a fine point. You know how like people who paint like lick the tip of the brush? Well, these women were doing that too, so they were basically poisoning themselves. But also like they could breathe it in, and like they were just constantly exposed to this stuff. It's crazy to hear about stuff like that. I'm watching the series Ghosts, and the older Victorian lady who talks about like child labor and like the wage situations of her time, and you think about things that are going on in these situations where like this stuff is happening, and she's so casual about it. I think her name is Hetty or something like that, but it's just she's so casual about like what is clearly like horrible working conditions for people. I guess I say clearly, but clearly in hindsight, clearly in present day, looking back and seeing these things, and you're like, yeah, that's obviously bad. But like, then it would just be like, oh, she's talking about like child labor, and she's like upset that they made school mandatory because they're like, well, who's going to use their tiny hands to get into the small places that like adults can't reach or something like that. It's just really, really weird. But I'm sure people also genuinely thought that way. Women's employment rates increased drastically during the war. As millions of men were taken from their jobs to fight, companies had no choice but to rely on female employees. Women who ran the farms, mostly alone, were also called to work in weapon factories, canneries, or services as metro or tramway drivers. Sometimes they were also called closer to the front to become nurses. Because women were paid less, there was a fear among men that employers would continue to employ them even after the war's end. Meanwhile, even before the end of the war, women started to fight to obtain equal pay and went on strike. A special committee dedicated to equal pay for equal work was set up in the UK, but concluded that due to the lesser strength and special health problems, women's output would not equal that of men. Despite evidence that women had performed admirably, unions received guarantees that women who fully replaced skilled men would be paid the same for the duration of the war. The historical facts presented in this video do not necessarily represent the opinions of the streamer. That was also a thing, yeah. They're like, oh, cheap labor. It's like child labor was like generally cheaper too, or considered cheaper. What did we get? A wooden comb. Due to the risk of explosions, objects made of metal were banned in ammunition factories. In place of a hairpin, women used wooden combs like these to put their hair up. That's also crazy that they would have to think about stuff like that. That's like why you shouldn't wear, if you're a female, you shouldn't wear pantyhose on an airplane. It's for the same reason, because they found out the hard way. Because if there's like any kind of damage to the plane and the plane catches fire or something like that, they melt to your body. If you're in a fire, take your pantyhose off. Did I just pick up a brick? Or I guess nylons. I don't... whatever they're made out of. Nope. I thought he would go to it automatically, but... Oh. He's got to get the key. So I can't walk under that.
Vas-y, Wal.
Here, hold this brick.
C'est bon. Courage, Nebo.
That is her leg. Wait, I guess we can't see the other side of her body, but it definitely looked like she was working on her leg. I'm not the greatest medic in the world. But I know a difference between an arm and a leg. Letter from the front. An estimated 10 billion letters and postcards were mailed during the war. They were often brief, but allowed soldiers and their families to stay in touch and share news. Soldiers didn't pay for postage, but their letters went through a strict censorship process led by the censorship department to protect sensitive information, and through a general monitoring led by postal control to observe soldiers' morale. So fun fact, when I was in the military, the internet was still new, and when I was stationed in Bosnia, we had like emails and like the very beginnings of websites, but you weren't allowed to send like pictures and stuff, because or you weren't allowed to like post certain pictures or send certain pictures through emails or post them on websites, because it could give away like positioning information or information about your, like, so it's like a privacy issue really, but okay, we're getting really far away from the other, because I remember we would take like, you know, not a team photo, but like a squad photo or something like that. And like you had to do it in like the most, with like the most blank background that you could find. So like you couldn't do it in like most buildings because there might be like a map on the wall or something like that. Where's Walt? Oh, he's probably got to crawl. Yeah, he's really slow. I forgot about that. Or, you know, you couldn't take it in front of a building just in case, like, the name of the building was on it. I mean, it makes sense. But it's stuff that you don't think about that you would, like... And this was, like, early days of technology. So we'd be like... Wait, hold on. Can I not go back? Well, how do I get Walt back down here? Okay, I'm confused. What am I looking for? Okay, so, I mean, I guess it's good to know that I couldn't do anything else over there. Did I miss something? Okay. Got it. Alright, so we got an up, down, and a left, right.
Allez, va, Walt. Allez. Vas-y, Walt. Allez, va, Walt.
I'm like, what?
Oui, bon chien. À l'aide!
Yeah.
Au secours! À l'aide! À l'aide!
Work overalls. The war forced many changes to society, notably in industry. Women were hired in factories across the world producing weapons and ammunition. Flying in the face of gender conventions, many women wore overalls to work.
Au secours! À l'aide! À l'aide! Ça va aller. Courage, n'est bon. Allez.
I will say, doing actions for the like work is a better option anyway, because you kind of see it's as opposed to just like pressing button sequences and watching the animation go on behind it. It's a far better option. Tis a far better option. That was like the most. It was super hard too though. At some point, I'm gonna have to go back through it and do them because I'm pretty sure there's achievements for like getting 100%. It's gonna be so challenging though. I'm not looking forward to it. Ration tickets. Food shortages were chronic during the war. Bread rationing started as early as 1915. Staple foods such as bread, meat, pasta, and rice were rationed. In 1917, the French government rationed sugar and even banned baking pastries. The only product to escape rationing was tobacco. I don't think tobacco was produced in France. Pretty sure it was produced primarily in the US. Maybe not. Due to slave labor. That's why it probably never got banned. Didn't cost him anything. Jerks. Alright, we gotta go. Okay. I missed something. So there's a thing there. But how do we get... Oh. No? That won't work. Wait, what? Hold on. It only goes to those two parts. This only goes up and down. Wait, what? Okay, it only goes halfway down. Seems strange. Do we have the item that we need? No. I'm kind of confused by this. How do I get up here? I must be missing something. Wait, can I go down further? Wait, hold on. Nope, it doesn't give me the option to command the dog anymore. And that only goes up. What did I miss? Because he can't go back any further. Is there another door? No. Well, not that way anyway. I'm confused. So oh wait, hold on. He can go up there. Never mind. That's what it is. I didn't realize yeah, I missed those holes in the background. Okay, so that's what's going on. I was like, why does it have this? I can't get it.
Allez, va, Wal. Oui, bon chien.
Also, something I need to look this up because she speaks French, but she's Belgian, and I might just be dumb, but really just uneducated on the subject. But I did not know. What is the language of Belgium? Oh, French. French Dutch specifically, I guess, is the most spoken of the three languages. Oh, Flemish Dutch. Sorry. That's what I thought. I was like, it doesn't make a lot of sense that she's speaking French. But French is spoken about 40%, and 1% speaks German. So she probably, maybe she is speaking Dutch and it just sounds French because I don't know the difference. I mean, I feel like I know enough French that I feel like it sounds like French. This bitch.
Seeing a Zeppelin creep toward the bomb factory, Freddy feared the worst for Anna. He hopped on his motorbike and raced to join her.
Well, we know she survives because she's in the first part at the end of the game, and this happens during that time frame.
Freddy arrived just in time
Again!
to see Anna emerging from the debris.
Anna is unscathed by everything.
Put her life on the line to save others.
She has so much character plot armor, it is ridiculous.
December 27th, 1917.
Whole building collapses around her.
The Pocahontas arrived in Brest,
Nothing.
France, to a celebratory welcome.
Face not even dirty.
Unknown to the old 15th, the decision had already been made to use them only for combat service support. They were not to see battle. Desperate for soldiers to fight, the French pushed hard for the newly arrived 15th to join them on the battlefield. They were eventually successful.
I couldn't find that box.
The 15th would fight under the French banner and be renamed the 369th Infantry Regiment.
369. Get low.
The Americans were once again outfitted as soldiers should be, then paired up with a French counterpart. They would now all fight together.
March 2nd. Okay. I think this is a good stopping point for today. And we'll play some more again next week. Also, that's back now. I don't know why it's working again, but it stopped working and now it's working. Because it was blank the last time I took a break. Are you sure you want to return to the main menu? Yes. I don't know what's going on with the overlays. I'm sure it'll get fixed over time. To be fair, Mix It Up is a totally free service. So any of the work that they do is like, you know, completely free. Although they do have like a Patreon now if you want to donate. Okay, this is gonna be like a far shorter one if we're already through, like halfway through. So this might only be a two-parter for this one. Chapter 2, Episode 3, Chapter 3, Episode 1. So there's 3 chapters, it looks like, because I don't see anything above. I missed something. After the ration tickets, there was like a box, and I don't think I found it. Yeah, so I'm missing the box, or whatever that boxy object is from saving the canaries. I don't know where it could have been, but... So we are... Yep. This is interesting because like you get actual. This is a little bit more detailed as far as the chapter thing is concerned. So yeah, we'll probably finish it up next time. I kind of figured it would be shorter because like I said, it's a mobile adaptation. Now that's not working. Every day with this. Every day with this, mix it up. I was super excited because they fixed it. But now I can't. Is if I hit save, is that what pushing it to the bottom? I don't know. This is crazy. Because it's supposed to run constantly, even when it's not visible. But I don't know what's causing it to, let's see, this one. This might actually be an OBS issue, though. But I don't know why it, like, connects and disconnects like that, though. That's so random. But, like, when I test it offline, it works fine. And then, like, it's like, maybe it'll work today. Let's see. What's the third overlay? Oh, it must be this separate one. I mean, it's on there, but then it's like, oh, maybe it's that. Because that's the fake one, right? Well, now I don't know if it'll do it because I don't know. Oh, yeah, let's find somebody to raid. Boop boop ba-doo. Well, let's see. It works when it feels like, for sure. That's for true. Let's see if anybody else is actually playing this. Nope, just me. That's so sad when I see something. It's like, I'm the only person playing the game. It's a good game. It's so sad about the first one, though. I'm so upset. Why did I come back to that just for today? Let's see. We got New Mystigan to Navi. Duke splitting Smite. I gotta revisit some of these sites because I don't recognize all of these names anymore. I'm gonna host Rush. They're playing Ark. And then we'll be back tomorrow evening for Smite. I think Dukes will be on. Dukes is on right now, so he'll probably be on tomorrow too. Around the same time. So around 8 p.m. I'm gonna try and stick to the schedule. I was a little bit late today, but also I got home a little bit later than I anticipated. And I was trying to fix some of the overlay stuff beforehand, and that's why the spells are doing a double alert. So I gotta fix that. I'll try and do that tomorrow morning before I go to the gym instead of doing it before I start stream, because that's what I did today. But thanks you guys for hanging out. I am so sorry that I had to share that ending with you guys. Not a satisfying ending. Very, very sad. How dare you, Ubisoft. I'm also not looking forward to the ending of this one, because this whole time we've been playing in a flashback. So I don't enjoy how this might end. I'm just saying. But I will see you guys tomorrow for Smite around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then we'll be having Just Dance on Thursday morning. And then probably Smite on Friday again, because Drag Race does not return until May 14th, I think. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!